सभी को नमस्कार। डॉक्टर सुदेश बोआते, डॉक्टर नीरज बोधी जी, डॉक्टर योजना भगत, डॉक्टर सुरजीत कुमार सिंह, डॉक्टर प्रद्या वागले, कारवाड़ी वाघमारे. There are some persons who are very much known to me also, and I am very much glad to get associated with this webinar on the very burning topic on role of Pali and archaeology. What is the close relations of Pali as well as archaeology? So in the inaugural session, I have also gone through the lecture of Dr. Ganveer, Dr. Yojana Bhagat, and just I am very sorry that I could not be able to go through the lecture of Dr. Surjit Kumar Singh and others because already in the department there was a pre-submission seminar which was going on. So I had to join there at 12:30 for half an hour. So I am very much sorry that for half an hour I was out of the this webinar. But I have been very much benefited through these 2-3 lectures, and it is a pleasure for me to say something or to share my views on this aspect. As we know that for research methodology, especially in the field of Pali language literature, there is a need of archaeology also. And there are so many literary evidences through which we are analyzing and we are making textual studies of our Tipitaka commentaries as well as sub-commentaries on the different themes and aspects, whether it is socio-cultural aspect or economical aspects. So here the role of the archaeology, that how archaeology help us, it has been very much discussed by our Dr. Ganveer ji and Dr. Yojana Bhagat. Ganveer ji was discussing main aspect of archaeology, and Dr. Yojana Bhagat was discussing about the numismatics and how in through the numismatics we can go through the our textual analysis, which she was discussing about Binay Binishchay Katha and Samant Pasadika, and she was discussing some of the text, how they are discussing about the Pachityas and other things. So, for historical analysis, there is a we do data analysis, especially the materials available from the archaeology inscriptions and the pillar minor inscriptions or major inscriptions. But the main thing is that how the modern scholars are doing researches in our Pali language literatures and especially in the field of Buddhist studies. So nowadays, much attention has been done after our independence through the archaeological excavations and numismatics evidences. We are also letting the Pali text as well. The modern scholar like Trevor Ling has given two aspects of researches, especially in the field of Pali and Buddhist studies, that there is a literalist method and there is a historical critical method. In the literalist method, we just do not consider the aspects related with the time and period, and whatever we do analysis only beyond the space and time. But whenever we are making any historical analysis, we give very much attentions to the space and time. Suppose whenever our Pali text starts Bhagava Savatyam Viharati Anath Pindakasya Jetvan Arame. So here there is a specific time that once upon a time the Blessed One was dwelling at a place named as Savatthi, and in the monastery of Anath Pindaka named as Jetavana. So here there is a, whenever we make a historical analysis, we do take the help of the space and time. And on the basis of the space and time, we make a historical analysis. So there are two aspects in the, especially in the Pali language literature, we make a literalist method that we do not consider the space and time. But whenever we make a historical analysis, then we give emphasis much on the space and time. Even the archaeological excavations and numismatic excavations, they give much help in going through the, you can say, historical analysis of our Pali text also. So if you go through the Pali text Sutta Nipata, which is called as the most archaic text of Pali Tipitaka, and Sutta Nipata is also considered as most of the, you can say, one of the most ancient text of Pali Tipitaka. And based upon the archaeological excavations, we come to know that how it is more close to our, you can say, ancient one. In Bhabru Silalekha, in Bhabru inscriptions, we find there are 5 types of inscriptions there. There are the 5 names of the suttas which are available in Bhabru inscriptions. If you see Alvak Sutta, Munaya Sutta, I will give you the names. Then Upatis Vasine, and then Anagat Bhayani and Laghulobad. So there are Binay Samuk Sase, the last one. So there are 7 types of suttas which have been discussed in Bhabru Silalekha. So if you go through the Bhabru Silalekha, then you will find that how from the ethical teachings available in our Pali text, they have been inscribed there. And in that, if you compare, then you will find that in Bhabru Silalekha, how these inscriptions are very much discussed in our Pali text also. So Binay Samuskaya, it is available in Tuvataka Sutta of the Sanjukta Nikaya, and Muni Gatha, which is available of Muni Sutta of Sutta Nipata, and then Munaya Sutta, that is the Nalaka Sutta, it is also available in that. And Uptis Vasines, that is available in the Sariputta Sutta of Sanjukta Nikaya. And we also find, and here there is a much controversy that whether Sariput is Uptis or Uptis is Mogliputtis Thera. So there are some historians who claim that the Uptis is, you can say, the Mogliputtis Thera of the King Ashok's time, who composed the text Kathavattu. So this is the controversy. Based upon this Upatissa, we are also having, and we also know that Upatis also composed Vimutti Mag also. So based upon that, there are historians who believe that Upatis and Mogliputtis are the same person. They are not other one. Again, this Alikava Sani, that this is the Arya Vansa Sutta of Anguttar Nikaya. Again, in Anagat Bhayani, this is available of one of the suttas of Anguttar Nikaya. And Laghulovad, this is the name of Rahulovad Sutta of Majjhim Nikaya. So these are how they are related. So through the inscriptions, we are able to know that how these inscriptions are very much related with our Pali language and literature, and how the ethical teachings have been engraved on the Bhabru Shilalekhha. So, King Ashoka, how he asked his people to behave in the society. So through this Bhabru Shilalekhha, which are very much available in Pali language literature, so we can know that how these suttas were also available at the time of the King Ashoka, and how he engraved all these suttas in the Bhabru Shilalekhha. Again, Dr. Ganveer was discussing, and other person who in the inaugural function, Dr. C.D. Naik, he was also discussing about the Roman Dei inscription. Most of the European scholars before this Roman Dei inscriptions, they are claiming that there was no historical personality named as the Buddha or Gautam Buddha or Siddhartha Gautam. But when we came to know about this Roman Dei inscriptions, where it is clearly mentioned that Id Buddha Jate, that here the Buddha took birth, then the historical personality of the Buddha was finally proved. And now the historians of Europeans country or other countries, Eastern countries, they are also claiming that there was a historical personality named as the Buddha. So these are the some of the inscriptions like through the stupas. And if you go through the Sanchi stupa, if you go through the how the Jataka tales are engraved on the Toran Dwar of the Sanchi, and the other, you can say, the walls of the Sanchi stupa, then we find that how the Jatakas were much popular at that time also, and how Sanchi Stup was also discussed on the Torans. And some of the stories which are not available in our Pali text, they are also irregular. But we are not able to find out still that how from where these stories are engraved. And some of the things which are not available in Pali text, these are available in our Bepul Sutras or Sanskrit Buddhist text also, like Lalit Bistar and other things. So these stories are also available in our inscriptions, or you can say engravings on the stupas, or numismatics. Through the numismatics, like Dr. Ganveer was discussing that how the Milind Pahiyo, through the coins which were available at that time, King Kaniska and King Milinda, King Milinda, how at the time the coins are proving the existence of, you can say, the teachings of the Buddha. And it is another thing that through the inscriptions we are able to know about the historical personality of the Buddha. So these are some of the things which are available through the, and whenever in the Pali text, in Tipitaka or Atkatha or Anutika, whenever the things are not clear, we take the help of our, you can say, the archaeological excavations. Nowadays, excavations are going on in adjoining areas of UP in and other places also, and we are able to know the findings of existence of the Buddhist religion at that time also. So now the mrida or potteries or engravings are coming out from some of the parts, and then we are able to know about the things that there were the existence of the Buddhist religions. And Devala Mitra in the Buddhist monuments, they see is claiming that most of the 17% monuments of India are Buddhist. although we do not have much considerations in that also. But like Dr. Professor C.S. Upasak, he has also discussed in the history of Buddhism in Afghanistan that how the monuments were destroyed by the Turks invasion, and then we are not able to prove the existence of that. Even the Nalanda Mahavihar or Taxila Mahavihar, these were destroyed by the Turks invasions. So we are through the archaeological excavations at Nalanda or Odantapuri, now we are able to know about the history of Buddhism at that time also, that how the education system which was available at the time of Nalanda from the Gupta period, and how it was flourished, and how Nalanda tradition of Buddhism was sent to Tibet, and how the 17 acharyas were sent to Tibet for the propagation of Buddhism. So now these are the evidences. So we can find and now being a researcher of Pali language literature also, we have to take the help of the archaeological evidences, numismatic evidences, pillar inscriptions for proving our suttas. In whenever we are analyzing the data, we can prove the things in a better manner. So both these are correlated with that. Only the literalist method of analyzing, or you can say making qualitative analysis of our Pali text, we cannot do much justice to our research. So we have to take a help from the archaeological excavations, and what are the, if you go through the how the new findings which are coming from the Ayodhya and the other, you can say nearby Kasi or Varanasi, we are able to, like Dhamekha, Stoop, and other how it came to existence, and how the birth of the Buddha is also a controversy, that the present Kapilavastu of Nepal is original, or Kapilavastu of Siddharth Nagar nearby Kushinagar is the original, because the Pepe in 19th century, he discovered the urn which was available in the casket, and there was evidence that this Kapil Vastu, which is available in our India nearby Siddharth Nagar, Kushinagar, this is the original one where the Buddha, you can say, took birth and he spent his childhood. So these are still matter of excavations, and they are likely to be proved in Ram Janam Bhumi Ajodhya. We are getting some of the Buddhist, you can say, the pillars and the monuments which are available there, and the Mangalas, the signs and the swastik signs which are available there, they are very much significant to our Buddhist Astamangala and other things. So now things are coming out, and the pillar inside the Ajodhya temple, they are also available, that these pillars were belonging to our Buddhist period, and there might be a Buddhist Mahavihar at nearby, near the, you can say, Ram temple. So these are matter of still excavations, and things are likely to come. So with these words, I am very much benefited with the talks of Dr. Ganvir, Dr. Yojana Bhagat, Dr. Sujit Singh, and others. And I am very much thankful to organizing committee, and I especially extend my deep sense of gratitude to head of the department of Pali and Buddhist Studies, Nagpur University, especially to Neeraj Bodhi and Dr. Sudesh Bohate, and I am glad to see Dr. Ganveer as well as Dr. Yojana Bhagat on the screen. And I am very much thankful to all the organizing committee for giving me an opportunity to share my views. Thank you very much. Thank to you all.